Jackknife, you dated a meth head? Yes, I dated a meth head. If you guys want to watch this story, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on that post notification bell so you do not miss an update, upload, or a live stream. Just let me give you guys a note of caution. This story might not be for kids. If you are a kid and you cannot handle hard facts or hard stories, do not watch this video. If you're a kid that's kind of mature and you don't want a good laugh or something like that, watch this video. Now, with that being said, what's going on, YouTubers, Jackknife Finnegan subscribers, and or Finnegang? How you guys doing today? It is Friday, right before the weekend. I know you're excited. I'm excited. I'm not really that excited. I gotta go to work tonight. Woo! You know how that goes. But anyway, whatever, it is what it is. I gotta go to work. I gotta get paid. But eventually, you guys, YouTube will become my full-time job. Eventually, all because of you guys, and I appreciate you guys. So keep watching the videos. Keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that sub button. And let's... You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let's get to the story. So check this out, guys. It was one lonely night. I was at home. I was on AOL.com. And I know you guys are like, AOL.com, you never heard of it. You heard of Tinder. You heard of Grindr. You've heard of whatever. eHarmony.com. Plentyoffish.com. You heard of FarmersOnly.com. Any .com you heard of it. You know what I'm saying? But this is AOL.com. This is where it started. So I was on there one night, and I was in a Minnesota chat, and I was talking, and I talked to this one chick, and I go, hey, you know, what's going on? I set up a, I told her I'd meet her. So, you know me, I'm about, what was I, 18, 19? 19? 19. I think I was 19, actually. Dang. Yeah, I was 19 years old, and I drove up to this chick's house, but it wasn't her house. It was her friend's house. And it was in a trailer park, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I cannot wait. And I did not see a picture of this chick, right? So I'm like, oh, this is going to be good, right? So the girl comes to the door, and I'm like, not that exciting. I'm like, oh no. And she goes, it's not me, my friend. And her friend was the one that was messaging me. And I looked at her friend, I'm like, yeah, you know. Superficial me, I know, I apologize, but, you know, I'm being honest. This is the real story. So I'm like, yeah, I like it. Let's go. I got super excited. So we walk in, and all of a sudden we're watching porn. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay. And I'm like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, this isn't normal, like, porn. Like, what is this? Well, it's none other than Toss My Salad Volume 4. And I was like, Toss My Salad? What? And I was like, there's no food here. Like, I don't understand. Like, what's going on here? There's no food being tossed. What's happening? And then I seen what that really meant, and I was like, okay. Now, keep in mind, you know, me being me, I have an open mind. I don't judge people. So I did what any normal person would do. I watched it. So I sat there and I watched this, and I'm like, interesting. This is very interesting. And then I started wondering, like, you know, who's into this? You know, but I'm thinking if they're watching it, they got to be into it. I don't know where this is going to go. Very scary. So anyway, the night ends, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? She goes, hey, you want to go back to my house? I go, absolutely, I want to go back to your house. And so we go back to her house. She lives in a mansion. A big-ass house, you guys. A house so big it would scare you. Like, they have an intercom system. And I'm like, what? Like, I went to meet you at the trailer park. You live in this mansion. Like, what is going on here? I'm watching these videos. What? Am I going to get killed? I think I'm going to get killed. I don't know. So anyway, I walk in this house, right? And I'm like, okay, you know, there's slot machines in the house. There's all types of things in the house. It's just a rich person's house. It's insane. So I walk in, we go to her room, and, you know, hang out, have a good time. And, so I was like, all right, cool. You know, are we dating? And she goes, yeah. And I see these light bulbs. They're like laying around, but they have no like filament. They have nothing in the center, and they got a little pinhole in them. And I'm like, what the hell are these light? Why you got all these light bulbs? And she goes, well, you know, I'm sorry. I don't want to tell you. I'm kind of embarrassed, but I do meth. And I'm like, you do meth? And at the time, I didn't know what meth was. Like, all I knew was, like, you know, the normal stuff. Marijuana, cocaine, heroin. Never knew what meth was. Meth was just coming on the scene. They called it glass. So I'm like, okay. And I didn't know nothing about it. And I was like, all right, you know, whatever. And she goes, you want some? I go, I'm good. I don't do drugs. I never have done drugs. I did marijuana one time, and I've never done drugs ever since, and I don't do drugs. It's just not for me. But does that mean, you know, I criticize you doing drugs? Absolutely not. If you got to do what you got to do, hey, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge nobody. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, she's doing, you know, this stuff, so that's fine, whatever. I don't know what it is, really. And she's like, I stay up for like 4 or 5 days and I don't eat. And I'm thinking, this drug is terrible. Like, what the hell kind of drug is this? Like, you don't eat, you don't go to sleep. This sounds terrible. Like, I don't want this type of drug. But she liked it. She loved it. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Do what you got to do. So I hung out with her. I was dating her for about 2-3 weeks, right? Now check this out. You guys are not going to believe this. This is honest to God, hands to God truth, you guys. Her father pulls me aside and says, hey, come here, I want to talk to you, son. And I go, yeah? Well, I've seen you taking a shining to my daughter. I see that she's taking a shining to you, and I see you make her happy. And I know that she stays off the drugs a little bit. And I'm like, well, I haven't noticed her staying off the drugs, but okay. I didn't tell him that. And he goes, look here. You make my daughter happy, you make me happy. And I'm like, I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate that, sir. He goes, here's $100. I want you to take her out to Applebee's tonight. And I'm like, well, sir, I could take her out myself. I got money. Just use the $100. And he goes, every week you come up here and you spend the, because I'd go up there, I'd work the entire weekend, and then I'd go up there and stay the week, and then I'd go back to work. He goes, if you come up here every week, I'll pay you $450 every week you come up here. And I looked at him like, what is this? Like, what? This is like a part-time job. Like, what? And I'm getting benefits out of the deal? Like, what? I'm an idiot not to say, you know, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll be up here I'll come up on my days off. I'll come up on the days I work. I don't give a damn. I'll be here. Yeah. You pay overtime? I'll be here. Holidays? I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And he's like, I'll give you $450. And I'm thinking he's joking. He hands me $550 right then and there. It says, use the $100 for Applebee's. Use the $450 for whatever you gotta do. Do not buy drugs, though. And I go, sir, I don't do drugs. He goes, I know, and I like that. And that's what's gonna make my daughter get off drugs as well. And I'm thinking, okay. Now keep in mind, this woman, she did cigarettes like a madman. She did meth like an insane lady, and she did marijuana. So she came to party on all accounts. Now keep in mind, these people were rich as hell. These people had so much money, they were giving me $450 just to go hang out with their daughter a week. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it was the best job ever. I loved it. You kidding me? Now, keep in mind, her brother was a heavy alcoholic. Heavy. He used to outrun the cops all the time. He'd come running home drunk, and he'd run in the house and hide, and he'd be like, I just outran the police. And I'm not kidding you. 5 minutes later, I hear sirens. And he's like, they're not going to get me. And I'm like, what the hell? And her sister, she had an older sister who would bring 8 balls all the time of cocaine all around the house. Like, she would be at, like, I was there for a holiday event, and they're like, yay! I'm like, what the hell? What is this? Like, what? And, I mean, they were the richest of rich, and they did all the hardest of hardest drugs, man. My God, they did drugs. Now, keep in mind, this girl I dated, because I was dating her at the time, she had a 5-year-old son. And her mom watched her all the time. And then it started weighing on me. I started hating that. I'm like, man, this isn't good. You know, you got to at least take care of your kid once in a while. You know, we're riding down the street in her car. Her car is blasting, has those sound systems. Her kid's in the back, probably getting ear damage. I don't know, but I'm 19. I don't know anything, man. I'm just chilling, having a good time, getting paid, and having fun. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Jesus, what is going on? And one day I went upstairs, and I'm like, all right, you know, I was going to go get her. I'm like, all right, we're going to go out to eat. We're going to go to a nice dinner, a nice movie. So I get up there. She's passed out. Just straight passed out. I don't know why, but she's passed out. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's the meth. At the time, I didn't know meth doesn't make you pass out. So I don't know what it was, but I was so mad at the drug of meth at that point because I wanted to go and hang out, and I wanted to do stuff. So I took her stuff, all of her meth stuff, and I just smashed the hell out of it. And she's like this. What are you doing? And I said, your son's downstairs. He's crying. Your mom and dad are not here to take care of him. You need to get off your ass and take care of your kid and not do this stuff anymore. I'm tired of it. Smashed everything, right? Smashed it all. Got rid of everything. And she's like, dude, she's freaking out. I mean, she said I broke all this. I spent so much money by breaking all of her stuff, but I didn't care. I'm like, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't do it. You need to get off it. It doesn't matter. And she's just screaming, freaking out, and this and that. Finally, she comes to, goes, takes care of her kid, And then she comes upstairs. She goes, I don't ever want to see you again. I never want to see you again. Now, keep in mind, we were dating for about 3 months. 3 months, you know. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, I kind of don't want to see you either. But I'm not going to tell her that because I know she's in a weird state right now. And I don't want her hurting herself or her kid. So I'm like, let's talk about it. Let's work it out. You know, this is ridiculous. Let's get over this. And she's like, she goes, whatever, just leave. So I leave for a little bit. I go to the Walmart down the street, and I'm just chilling. And I get a phone call, and she's like, let's come back. Let's talk it out. Let's, you know, we can work this out. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I go back. Now, keep in mind, I go back. She's like, well, could you pick me up at my buddy's house? And I'm like, how the hell did you get to your buddy's house? How'd you get there so fast? So I go meet this kid, right? So I go to the house, and I'm ready to meet this kid. And she's like, come into the backyard. So this guy's got an ice house in the backyard chilling in the grass, right? So I'm like sitting there like, what the hell kind of, what is going on? So I go in there. They're high out of their mind. They're high out of their mind, man. They're like gone. And there's bullet casings all over the ground, bro. And I walk in there and he goes, be careful. Don't touch those. I don't know where they've been or what happened. I'm like, is this it? Am I getting snuffed? I'm getting snuffed. And in case you don't know what snuff means, that means I'm going to get shot. I'm done. They're going to put me in here. They're going to blast me. I'm over with. You know, and I'm freaking out. Kind of in my mind, I'm freaking out. I'm like, why did I come here? Now I'm in an ice house in the backyard with all these bullet shells on the ground with a gun. What the hell's going on? And he's like, no, man. I ain't going to do nothing, man. And he had like a sniper gun. And he goes, look out there, man. Look out there. And there was these traffic lights that you could see perfectly, and they're all shot out. And I'm like, bro, did you shoot these lights out? Man, I might have, man. That's why you can't touch any of those shells, man. I was shooting all types of stuff, dude. And I'm like, seriously? I told her, I go, hey, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go back to your house. Let's talk this out. I know you're you're really stoned, but let's talk this out in the morning. She's like, okay, fine. So we get in the car, and we're driving back to her place. And she looks over at me, and I look at her, and we're driving, and she's like, Jackknife. My name ain't Jackknife, but you know, she's like, Jackknife. I'll be real with you guys. My name is Ron. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm sure you guys do. A lot of you old school cats that hang on to the channel know my name is Ron. But she looks at me, and she goes, Ron, I think and literally, I was like this, with my mouth open, ready to smile, like this, smiling, like, oh my God, this is an epic moment. And she goes, Ron, I think and I'm not kidding you, bro. It went into my mouth, and I'm like, and like I'm choking on it. I'm like, and I was like freaking out because I was so grossed out, and I'm like choking on this girl's like vomit. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I opened the car door, right? I opened the car door. I didn't realize I didn't have the goddamn thing in park. I opened the car door. I fall out of the goddamn car. Finally, I shake it loose so I'm stopped choking, but the car's rolling down the goddamn driveway, and she's over here all chalked out of her head, not knowing what's going on, and the car's running down the street by itself, and I'm like, oh my God. So I get up. Luckily, the car is going like 5 miles an hour down the driveway. I jump in, and I stop the car, and I put it in park, and I'm like, Jesus, what is going on? I go, look. I go, I love you. You mean a lot to me. Granted, at the time, I think it was the money that kept me going, because it was $4.50 a week, you guys. Like, are you serious? Why would I give that up? I think it was honestly that. But I go, look, I love you. You mean the world to me, but I cannot do this. I cannot do this. I'm sorry. And I thought maybe that would change her mind, make her get off drugs. But addiction is real, you guys. Addiction is real, and that is why. I know you guys don't know, but through the course of YouTube, you're gonna learn that I got a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends that, you know, suffered, died due to drug addiction, that are suffering now due to drug addiction, and you know, some people that are in drug addiction. And that's why I got a real soft spot for those people. I have a real soft spot for people that are addicted to drugs, because it's not a joke. It's not funny. You know, this story might have been a little funny, a little entertaining, but that's, you know, this is the truth. This is honest to God what happened. But you guys need to understand, at the end of the day, I'm a human being. I have compassion to those that are addicted to drugs, and it sucks. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's not like they choose to be. It's an addiction, and an addiction kills, and an addiction is serious. And, you know, I just want to let you guys know how I feel about addiction. It's a very bad thing. Once it gets a hold of you, you cannot shake it for the life of you. So don't be one of those type of people that say, oh, I can do drugs once and shake it, because chances are you can't. It grabs you that hard. So you gotta really, you know, really think about what you're about to do, you guys, because it's insane. And then, so anyway, I ended my relationship with this chick, and I left. And 4 years later, I look her up, you know, because I'm like, what happened to her? I'm kind of curious, you know, I'm kind of wondering. And she goes, so I met up, I found her. And I'm like, oh, wow, I found her on good old Facebook. Good old Facebook. You find anybody on Facebook. I'm not joking. Anybody. And it's scary. But I found her on Facebook, and I messaged her, and guess what? She's like, well, right now I got 3 kids. She has a trailer. She lives in a trailer park. It's all bought and paid for, so that's cool. You know, her house is bought and paid. And, you know, that's where she lives. That's where she decided to live. And she had her reasons for it. And I was like, okay, cool, cool. And I go, well, do you want to get up? Well, you want to get together and meet and have a, you know, coffee and chill? We're a little bit older now. Why not, right? And she goes, sure. So I go and I meet up with her, right? And I meet up with her. The old feelings come back. You know how it goes when you meet an ex from back in the day. And, you know, some exes, not all exes, not all. There's some exes you meet and you just want to, but you can't. But, you know, there are some like that. Trust me. I got a bunch of them. I want to, you know what I'm saying? In case you don't know what that is, watch a horror movie. You'll know what means. But anyway, long story short, I met her at this grocery store. And I'm like, hey, look, let's hang out. Let's have a good time playing video games, chilling. So I go back to her house. God damn it. You know, one thing led to another, and, you know, we had fun, we had a good time. I don't remember the video game, but you know what I'm saying. Life happens. But anyway, she's still doing the drugs. Kicked him a little bit, she said. I don't believe it, but she said she did. And she told me after that, she goes, Jackknife, I can't be your friend no more because this is what's going to happen every time. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with this? Like, I like this. This is fun. I'm having a good time. Well, apparently, that's not having a good time because she was engaged at the time. And I didn't know that. She didn't tell me that. She never said, hey, look, I'm engaged. I'm about to get married. She didn't tell me that. No, he was a truck driver out of town. I didn't know that. Jesus Christ. Tell me something next time. Don't just leave me there. I could have got shot and killed if he would have came home. Oh, my God. You kidding me? So after that, you guys, I said, no more dealing with women that do drugs. No more dealing with women that smoke. No more dealing with people that do anything, because I'm good. And, you know, shortly after that, I went on the internet again, and I met my wife, but that's another story. If you guys want to hear that story, let me know. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And also hit that post notification bell so you do not miss an update, upload, or a live stream. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on YouTube. Peace out, guys.